stepped in instantly. Every demon tried to whisper, but he silenced every lie. They thought they had my spirit broken, but my God stood by my side. He walked into the battle, and the enemy had to flee. He cleared every shadow around me, said this one belongs to me. God don't play about me. He don't let no weapon rise. He covers me with his mercy, and he wipes tears. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Distant Traumas. I'm your host, Lisa Styles. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't prayed yet, take a second and say a quick prayer, because prayer does changes things. All right, let's get into it. So on today's episode, we are going to talk about picking me. And when I say pick me, have you ever been so excited? Like, we're just going to say, if you saw a guy, if you was somewhere and you might have been with your friends or family or even by yourself, and a guy just came up to you and picked you. And you was like, oh my God, like, he really likes me, like, because he picked me first. And you just thought you was so special. Or if you was dating a guy and he took you to meet his mom. I used to think that was the best thing ever, when a guy would take you to go meet his mother. I'm like, he really picked me. Like, I'm really in there. I'm meeting his mom. I'm meeting his kids. I'm around his family. But that doesn't mean anything, because the mom could know, the family could know, even the kids could know that the guy is a douchebag. And they would sit right there and smile and laugh and grin and play right in your face the whole time. They know you're being played and you're being used. I've even was dating this guy where the mom would let me spend a night. She would come over to my apartment. She would bring us food. She even let me work in her daycare. The whole time, she knew her son was playing me. She was letting other girls stay at the house. Come to find out, she was only being nice to me and letting me stay at her house so she could get her hair done for free. Even right down to my son's father, when I met him, I was at work and he picked me. If I knew then what I knew now, I would have clocked out and I would have left work, because he was Satan's spawn himself. Like, I really wish he did not pick me. Like, that was the worst relationship I ever had. Well, one of them. Even down to my first husband. When I met him, he picked me. And I just thought, I was so smitten. Oh my goodness. This man turned out to be a stalker. He was abusive. My son's father was abusive too. It was horrible. Like, so horrible. And I'm going to tell you about this time where I was working in Baltimore, Maryland. And I was working with one of my cousins. And I was a waitress, a server. And it was this nice looking guy. He was playing the piano and he was singing. He was actually performing that night. And he sounded so good. And like I said, he was very handsome, nice looking guy. And all the women was just mesmerized at this guy. And so me and my cousin was standing to the back. And this was an older lady. I really refer to her as my aunt, but she's really my cousin. So when you hear me say aunt, I'm referring to this lady, referring to her. And me and my aunt, we were standing in the back, and I had my hands folded. And I was like, okay, he sounds really good. He can sing. And when he got finished singing, he handed a rose to me. Out of all the women in the room, he handed it to me. So I was just like, woo! I was just taken back one, because I'm like, out of everybody in the room, I'm in my uniform. I'm not really looking my best, but I was cute, you know. And he picked me. I was over the moon. And I just thought I was the shit. I'm not even gonna lie. Because the other women in there, they was jealous, honey. I mean, they was jealous. They was rolling their eyes. You could hear their judgment, their like, why he picked her. I was wondering why he picked me too. But like I said, I thought I was the shit, honey. And nevertheless, me and the guy, we started dating. I picked him. I was going to his apartment in Baltimore, Maryland, picking him up. We was going on dates. And he was coming back to my house. He was spending the night. And I'm thinking, okay, this was my boo. Come to find out, the last time I went to his apartment to pick him up, this lady comes to the door with a baby in her arms and 2 other kids at the hip. And they're like, bye, Dad. See you later. And I'm looking like, what the fuck? Bye, Dad. See you later. Okay, so that's the nanny or your sister. He said, no, that's my wife. Excuse you? Your wife? He's like, yeah. I said, so, you're married? And he was like, yeah. It's complicated. What do you mean it's complicated? So your wife, who does she think that I am? He told her that I was just a friend that he was catching a ride with. I was taking him somewhere. What? So you mean to tell me every time I was coming to pick you up, your wife was helping you get ready, and your wife thought I was a friend that was just picking you up, taking you to work, or taking you somewhere that you had to be? This whole entire time. And this was going on for about a good 6 months. But this is the guy that picked me in a crowd full of the women. So much of being special, huh? Or feeling special, right? Yeah. So you really cannot, even with friends, with so-called friends, acquaintances, associates, or whatever. When I was in high school, I used to hang around with these group of girls. I wasn't hanging with them at first. They actually was enemies of mine in the beginning. Until this one girl that I used to ride the bus with, she had a car, and she just so happened to say, hey, what are you doing tonight? Me and my friends, we're getting together and we're going to go to Pizza Hut. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, that'd be nice. And so I was wondering why she was asking me what I was doing. Like, why are you asking me? So I say about 7:30, 8 o'clock, I hear a car come up in the yard. A horn was blowing. It was a knock at the door. And it was her coming to ask me if I wanted to hang out with her and her friends at Pizza Hut. Oh, my God. I was overly ecstatic. I was like, yeah, hell yeah. I go get dressed, go hang out with her and the girls at Pizza Hut, thinking that they really liked me, thinking that the beef was over, thinking that they really wanted to hang out with me. And I hung out with them for a while. You know, they had this little place where they called the Sugar Shack, and it was like a little shed or something in one of the girls' parents' yard. They used to hang out there, play music, you know, do their little drugs, have sex, or whatever the case may be, or whatever. And we would hang out there. We would go to football games, dances, the club. Yes, we used to get in a club. It used to be this club called Lawson's in Pocomoke, Maryland. And all you had to do was show them a little titty and you could get in. So we showed them a little titty and we used to be up in that thing. VFW, like we used to be up in that thing, partying, honey. Come to find out, she only wanted to hang with me. Well, they only wanted me to hang with them to be their bodyguard, because back then I had the nickname Fighter, and I used to fight a lot, a lot, and I could fight too, still can. And they only wanted me around to be their bodyguard, so people wouldn't mess with them. Not to toot my own horn, but I had a few people was a little afraid of me, because I used to fight, and my family, we was a little, rough around the edges, or whatever the case may be. But yeah. So, at the same time, getting picked is not always the best thing. It's not always a good thing, because getting picked sometimes could cost you your life. It can cost you a lot of things: your peace, your sanity, your health, your strength, mess up your mental. So getting picked is not always great. Getting picked can come with problems. Sometimes getting picked, you should say, no, I'm good, I'm okay. Like, you see some of these shows on TV where people get picked, like people, want to be with them, or they're a fan, or have a crush on them, and they turn around and kill them. So the person that actually picked you was your killer, murdered you. So the question that I have for my listeners: have you ever been picked? And if you was picked, did it turn out good or did it turn out bad? Because a lot of the times that I was picked, they turned out bad for me. It turned out really bad for me. And I just wonder why. Like, why do people come into other people's lives just to cause chaos and havoc and pain and misery? Because they have to be the devil. Like, because that's the devil's job, to create chaos, to create confusion. That's the only outcome that I can have. And that's why I said so many times before that it's a lot of bad people versus good out here walking amongst us on earth. Because it's just so much badness that's happening. And like I said, I've been picked so many times, and it only created chaos for me. Chaos. Even down to my mom, in certain situations, she would pick me. Like when we was little, my mom would pick me to read to her or read things, because my mom, she only has a 6th grade education, and a lot of words and stuff my mom couldn't pronounce. She can't read or write or whatever. And she would get me to read these passages out of this book. Come to find out, those was her witchcraft books. So my mom had me chanting witchcraft and chanting spells and reading stuff out of these books, out of these bad books, these devil worshiping books. So my mom picked me. I'm thinking my mom picked me because she thought I was intelligent, because, I thought I could really read good. I thought I was helping my mom out. I was, but in a bad way. Yeah, in a bad way. Even down to your job. You get picked on your job, and you're thinking that you're doing a good job. You're thinking that you could be employee of the month. But come to find out, that job is just using you. The job is just using you, maybe to train someone else to take your position, or to train someone else because you're already there getting paid and they don't want to pay anybody else, or it's just better for the other employee that's been there to train the new employee, so it doesn't cost the job anything. They're using you. You can get stressed out on the job. So it's not always a good thing by being picked. I even was picked first for barber school. I'm not going to go into details about that. But I thought I was getting picked because this person was really helping me out. to finish barber school because the school that I was going to closed. Come to find out, I was really being picked to help them out to open up their barber school because they needed students to open up their barber school. So once again, being picked first is not always a good thing. Now, I've been picked first in some things in some areas in my life, and it turned out good. Like my marriage that I have now, I was picked. We both picked each other, and it turned out to be an amazing thing. Being a chosen one from God, I was picked. It's hard. Yeah, it's real hard. But the end game, the long game, is amazing because you was picked by God. No one's greater than God. But it's not easy. It's by far easy. Do you hear me? It's times where I'm like, God, put me back. Put me back. I don't want to be picked no more. Take me out the game. But I don't want to, because like I said, the end game, the long game, is God. So those are the good things. Those are the good ones. Those are good things that come from the good ones being picked on the good side. But now when people pick me, why? I question it. I analyze it. I tear it apart. In my mind, mentally, I ask them questions physically to see where their head game is at. And if I don't get the type of answers that I think or that I feel are good, I back off and I let it play itself out. But I don't give it more energy than it deserves. I just give it enough. And I'm not hell bent of being picked. I'm just like, what do you want? I give you grace. Not so much of the benefit of the doubt, but I give you grace in all areas. And I don't overplay my part. And I just let it play out. See where it goes. And since I've been doing that, the evidence shows who they are, what they want, and I wasted no time. I wasted nothing because I didn't hardly give it any. And I'm glad that I didn't, because their true colors showed. Their true colors prevailed. And I'm glad that I didn't overextend myself, because they didn't want nothing. They didn't want anything but to waste my time. And they thought by picking me was going to make me yield down to them, or they was going to get something from me. I had a guy in barber school try to do that to me. I guess he called himself flirting with me or whatever. Called himself picking me or whatever. Dude, if you don't get the fuck out of my face, I saw what you was doing. I saw what you was trying to do. First and foremost, I'm married. You're married. So why are you even in my face? Huh? And when he saw he couldn't get nothing from me, he wasn't getting anywhere with me, that he was just like wasting his fucking time, guess what he did? He moved on to the next girl that came to the school. And he used her. And he started messing around with another young girl and used her. And I'm like, yeah, you thought you was going to do that with me? No, sir. And why did you even think that you was going to get the time of the day with me? Why did you even think that you was worth me cheating on my husband for? I'll wait. No, sir. And I don't know why a lot of men think that just because they say little sweet nothings in a woman's ear, they wink at them, smile at them, that every woman is going to fall for their bullshit. And then they get mad when you don't. So no, don't pick me. I'm good. I'm good on that. And he thought by picking me that he was going to get something out of me. Because I overheard him one time talking to this guy. The guy was like, "You didn't get nothing from Fifi? No Jordans, nothing?" He was like, nah, she wasn't falling for it. What? Falling for it? If anybody gonna get some Jordans out of me, it would be my husband. If anybody's gonna get anything out of me, it's gonna be my husband. If I'm falling for any sweet nothings, it would be my husband's. Keyword husband. Husband. And that's what the guy was known for, going around getting stuff for him and his wife. Because she was in on it too. No thank you. Don't pick me. I'm good. I pass. But I'm so glad God has opened up my eyes to a lot of things. I'm just so glad for discernment, because it has stopped me for falling in a lot of traps that people have. And that's what they are, traps. So again, I ask that question. Have you ever been picked first, or just been picked? Like one time I was hanging with these girls and we was out to this club. Well, it really wasn't a club. It was like a cafe and they played music or whatever. And this guy was sitting all the way at the end of the bar. We was at a table by the door. And we were just minding our business. And the waitress came over and she gave us the tip, the check, excuse me. And every time we would go out, everyone, we had different times where each of us would pay, and it was my night to pay. And I put my credit card down, and the girl was like, "Oh no, the tab was already paid for." And she was like, "This is the cash that the guy." And it was $120, and she gave me the cash, and because I was paying that night, and the guy paid for our meal, and she was like, he wants me to give this message to the girl at the table with the ponytail, and it was the other girl that was sitting across from me. And she was so excited that she was picked. She was flabbergasted that she was picked. And she actually was looking like a bum that night. And so she was like, I pulled the guy and I looked like this. Like she thought she was on cloud nine. That we wasn't shit, that she got picked. But come to find out, she really didn't get picked. The waitress gave the message to the wrong girl. The waitress supposed to give the message to me. And how I found out, I was on the three-way and she didn't know it, and she was telling the other girl that. Yeah. So I'm glad that the waitress got it mixed up. That he didn't give me the message, which I wouldn't have cared that the message was for me, because I'm married. But it's just the fact of the conversation, the sake of the conversation, that he thought he was doing something and he was trying to pull whoever from the table by paying for our meal. And let's not forget, he was with a young lady. Now, whether she was his date or not, they were holding hands. So I'm glad that the message didn't get to me, first and foremost. But the fact that she was excited that she got picked, but he was just only using the person that he was trying to pick, because he was with someone. And she had said that he was with her, because when she came back and told us, when she had talked to him, that he was on that type of time. So yeah, he was trying to find him another something. And so she was mad that he was trying to use her for just a little something. So once again, getting picked is not always good, because people have hidden motives behind picking you. So that was just something that was on my mind that I wanted to talk about, and just ask others if they ever got picked. What was it? A friendship, relationship, parent, brother, sister, whatever the case may be, and what was the outcome? Was it good or was it bad? But that's all I have for this episode. This was nice, short, and sweet. But again, yeah, ask yourself that. But, it is what it is. It's all in how we maneuver around those situations. But just keep your eyes open, your ears open and stay focused, and don't let people use you, even if you are the first one being picked. But after every episode, at the end, I always leave my email in case you want to leave a positive message, tell me how your day is going, or you just want to share your thoughts on the episode. But that email is distanttraumas with the S podcast at gmail.com. Again, that's distanttraumas with the S podcast at gmail.com. And I always end in a Bible scripture. And today is John 15:16. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit, and that your fruit should abide, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give it to you. And again, if you haven't prayed, take a minute and pray, because prayer does changes things. Until next time, be safe, be blessed. Bye.